Okay, so yet another tutorial with using the same landscape. I'm just going to talk about how I deformed the landscape here. So I'm using a stamp on a sculpt tool. So let's make sure you're in the modeling, drop down, go up to mesh tools, go up to sculpting tools. I'm going to choose the sculpt tool. I'm going to check on its settings, and it's pretty big right now, so maybe I'll bring it down. You can also change that size by holding down B as in brush and middle mouse button, and move back and forth to scale up or scale down. Okay. You can also change the strength right here. And let's take a look at the stamp. Right now I have an imported stamp that gives me, it's trying to kind of give me this watershed height map. You can also pick a stamp from what's already there. So we could pick like that's a nice one, this cliff face. You can also play around with the spacing, all sorts of stuff you can do, but this one might be good just to create some texture here on the ground. And maybe it's a little too strong just for, you could bring this down to 5, just for here. So it gives it some visual interest, so when we render it, it's not so plain. You can see how it's affecting that. And then I just brought that strength way up and the brush size way up when I was creating these mountains. You can see you can kind of pull on those. We can make a new plane, and just I'll show you a couple things you need to do. Let's scale it way up. Move it over again. Scale it up again. Okay, it needs to have more divisions than this. So in your channel box, not your attribute, but your channel box, look for the polyplane, and I want you to add some more divisions. Okay, so now it has something to work with. Okay, so you can see there it's pulling it up in that pattern. Just going to undo those, double click here, and under stamp, let's pick a stamp. So actually let's go to import, and you can see I'll look for the mountain. That's the mountain height there, and let's just take a look there and we can see what we get. Strength, you can invert it too if you wanted to make kind of a canyon. And then you can also look up for your own mountains here. So I just look for mountain height map, and there's all sorts of ones here. That one looks maybe kind of nice because it's like a ridge. I'm just gonna save image, and I'm gonna try to save it in the source folder of the project I'm working with. So, and you could give it another name, mountain 2, save. And then when we go back into Maya, we can import that one. Let's see, mountain 2, and see what it gives us. Oh, it's inverted, so let's turn off the invert. And let's see, we kind of get this ridge. Play around with this to see how that changes it. So you play around with the buildup. Yeah, so just, have fun. You could, flip it. So that's one way to create mountains. You can also look up GIS and actually get specific mountain terrain. There's also some other ways that you can make mountains with some other kind of interesting software that's a little more complex. But that's a fairly basic way if you just kind of want to do it in a sort of simple, fluid way. By the way, I've hid my sky dome light, so if I rendered right now, it would be fairly dark. So I'm just going to go over here in my outliner. Again, that's how you open it. And press H with my mouse in there, and then it comes back, and then we can render. By the way, just to talk a little bit about the sky dome light, I'm going to keep that open. I'm also going to just render a portion as opposed to the whole thing. And I'm going to look here in the sky dome light settings, so have it selected. You can move that out of the way and select it if you wish, but I have it selected. And then you can see in the color that I've up, it has a AI physical sky. If I go in there, I can see it. So you can change the elevation if you wish. Right now it's like at a midway. If I bring it up to 90, it's more like it's more like noon right above. If I bring it down to 25, it's more like sunset. And you can also play with the where the sun is. So it may be a little hard to see right now, but let's just bring this, make it a little higher, and let's play around with where the sun is. And the way you do that is you mess around with the azimuth, and that sort of like changes where east or west is. Let's say this is morning time, so now east is over here to the right. If I bring the if I change the direction, then east is over there. So yeah, you can play around with that. You can also change the sky tint. You could do something kind of weird like that. You could create a sun tint that's really orange. You can actually render the sun if you can find it in your scene. Okay, so let's try to find the sun here. Let's see, where is that sun? Because you can actually render the sun too. It might take me a second to find it. There's a little bit, there's a kind of a turbidity, so maybe we'll bring the turbidity down and see if we can bring up the intensity of the sky maybe, so we can see more of where the sun is. It's not coming up, but you definitely can find it. It's enabled right now, so maybe we could bring up the size of it, and maybe then we'll see where it is. Anyway, so I'm striking out now, so I'm gonna let you all go, but play around with that because you can get some kind of neat effects. Okay, thanks. Bye-bye.